Mm, 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 mm. Hey, what's up? Welcome to More AJ. I'm AJ Moore, and today I am making, what am I making? Hey, what's up? Welcome to More AJ. I'm AJ Moore, and today I am making meat and cheese lovers baked ziti. Yes, I make a great ziti, and my husband makes a great ziti. But our zitis combined is the ultimate baked ziti. But before we get into it, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. If you're not new to my channel, thank you so much for coming back. If you're not subscribed, be sure to press that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Now let's get to it. So here's everything I need to make this ultimate baked ziti: mozzarella cheese, provolone, parmesan, and ricotta. I also have my 3 different meats, which are smoked sausage, ground beef, and Italian sausage. First things first, let me get this pasta started. Then I'm going to put my smoked sausage in the oven. So I realized I had some leftover peppers from when I made my chipotle burrito bowl, so I'm going to use that plus some extra piece of green pepper. And I'm going to use a whole onion for this recipe. All my veggies are going to be diced into small pieces. It won't be right without the fresh garlic, and I'm using 3 nice sized cloves. Now I'm adding all of my vegetables, including my chopped garlic, and I'm going to cook them for about 3 to 4 minutes or until they become translucent. You got to season your vegetables, so I'm adding salt and some black pepper. My veggies are done, so I'm going to remove them from the pan and set them to the side. In the same pan, I'm ready to brown my ground beef and my Italian sausage. Now, I don't need a full pack of each, so I'm just going to use half and then save the other half for another dish at another time. Now for the seasonings. I love using adobo, which is an all-purpose seasoning, and this particular seasoning I am falling in love with. I got it from a Caribbean store. It's a garlic scallion allspice seasoning, and it is really, really good. And then some onion powder, some smoked paprika, some black pepper, and instead of using salt, I'm just going to use some Lowry seasoned salt. Now, these are the seasonings I like to use in general when seasoning my food, but if you decide to make this recipe, use whatever works for you. So now that my meat is nicely cooked and it's browned, I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables back in. For the sauce, I'm using 1 full can of tomato paste, and this particular paste is seasoned with oregano, basil, and garlic. Next, I'm adding 2 jars of spaghetti sauce. Ragu happens to be my favorite brand, and it really doesn't matter what flavor you use. I mean, whatever flavor you like is fine for this recipe. So at this point, I gave it a little taste test and decided it needed a little bit more seasoning. So I'm adding some Lowry seasoned salt and a little bit more of the garlic scallion allspice. Now I'll just let that simmer and move on to my smoked sausage. My husband put me on to adding smoked sausage to the baked ziti. Man, it is so good. That smoky flavor, it really steps it up a notch. If you have not tried it this way, you have to give it a try. You will not go back. I'm telling you, you will not go back. So now the last thing I add to my sauce is some of the grated Parmesan cheese. Now let's get to this mozzarella cheese. I'm using 3 8-ounce packages of whole milk mozzarella cheese. I originally bought 4 packs, but I'm only gonna need 3. All right, now we are almost there. I'm adding all of the sauce except for a little bit on reserve. I'm gonna use that reserve sauce to top off my ziti before it goes into the oven. Now I'm giving it a good mix to make sure all of that meat and sauce is evenly distributed through the pasta. Okay, now it's time for the layers. So I'm gonna layer my pan with a nice helping of the pasta and sauce mix. And then next I'm going to add a few dollops of ricotta cheese and spread that over the top. Next goes my first layer of mozzarella cheese. Another layer of pasta. More ricotta cheese, and then I'm going to add a layer of my provolone. So the last layer has the remainder of the pasta. And remember that sauce I have on reserve? Well, I'm about to put that on top of my pasta. And then once I do that, we're gonna put the remaining layer of cheese, which is going to be a combination of the provolone and the mozzarella. It is just my husband and I that live in this household. Don't ask me why I continue to make loads of food as if I'm cooking for the whole block. I still haven't mastered only cooking for 2. So guess what? Bring your plate, because there's plenty. Don't sleep on the provolone. My husband put me onto that too. The combination of the provolone and the mozzarella, it is delicious. Lastly, I'm sprinkling some Italian seasoning on top, and that's it. It is ready for the oven. Well, not quite. I'm putting some grated Parmesan cheese on top. That's the last thing. And now it is ready for the oven. I have to put this ziti on a sheet pan because when it gets to bubbling, I don't want all that cheese dripping in my oven. So now it is in the oven. It is going to bake for about an hour at 365 degrees. Time for the taste test. Grated Parmesan cheese. I cannot get enough of the grated Parmesan, okay? You want the first bite? Yummy. Still hot. Fresh out the oven. This came out perfect. It is delicious. The smoked sausage, Italian sausage, ground beef. It is so good. You really cannot go wrong with meat, cheese, and pasta, right? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you try the recipe. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay lifted. Love you guys. Bye.